Hello, people of the interweb.
Hello, internet people. Today we are having another remote meeting.
Okay, recording.
How was your coffee? Did you have tea?
Delicious. In my Harry and Meghan mug, which we got with the Harry and Meghan wedding. It's from England, real China from England. Has their initials on it, the official mug of the Duke and Duchess wedding.
Are you guys into the royals?
So much so. But it's super funny because now they're not the Duke and Duchess anymore.
Oh, boo.
We have all this memorabilia, which is now worthless.
Oh, because your mum's English, isn't she?
Yeah, very into the royals. Watched both royal weddings 3 times.
My mum immigrated when she was 12. Internet world, today we are having a meeting about having our first go at the log line. Log lines are fucking hard.
I feel like the log line I think we're okay with. The thing is the synopsis, and it's trying to succinctly say how our beautiful character Lisa is so complex yet real.
Yeah, we want to make her 3-dimensional. So we are doing the one para and the log line because we've got a pitch, whatever you call that, on Wednesday, where we're pitching to an industry professional and the teachers and some of the students whoever's going to log in. So that's going to be awesome. We're very excited, but we're still finding references, writing the log line, writing the one para, and our director's statement, composer's statement, and stuff like that. So wish us luck.
Random question for you.
Yeah.
This might help. Can you think of a movie character that is similar to Lisa, and we can look up a synopsis for that film and see how they describe her?
Yeah, I'm just thinking because that might help us write I think the logline's fine. A first-time mother is struggling to connect with her newborn baby and instead escapes into the world of social media. Punchy, to the point, ambiguous, but it tells you exactly what it's about.
So I'm going to change the tenses there. A first-time mother struggles to connect. If that's cool.
Please do. I'm terrible with tenses. Like, it's a problem.
Struggles to connect with a newborn baby.
Lisa's always known how to have fun, whether at work or home. You go more into preamble. I think that kind of summarizes all that. And then you can go into struggling to connect with her baby. And then that's the first sentence. You could put a little bit more detail in there about like she was extremely successful in her career, because I feel like the career plays a lot of, like, it's a huge thing for her is letting that go.
So what would that look like?
Lisa's always known how to have fun, whether at work or home.
Sorry,
Always knowing what the next step is at work. Hang on. She's always been able to plan the next step at work. But I was about to say there's like something in like...
an unknown about the baby?
Yeah, like this, and as excited as she was to have this baby, it's been a huge misstep and she's fallen on hard times. You know what I mean? I'm trying to... Because I feel like saying... instead of her being a control freak, using the metaphor of stepping or...
It's just that, I suppose, that the
military
postnatal, because it's not true that she's lost her work. Her job is still there. It's just that when you are in that moment, you can feel like everything's never going to start up again. So it's like she just feels out of control.
Yeah.
So...
yeah. Okay. Always known how to have fun, whether at work or home.
So it's like, yeah, something about feeling like it'll never come back.
However, motherhood has thrown her a bigger challenge than she expected.
You could just jump straight in. However, motherhood's brought her to her knees.
I kind of like the idea of saying she doesn't know how to connect with the baby or herself, because I think you want to make that personal.
I think definitely write that down. But what about as an opener? Motherhood has brought Lisa to her knees. And you just jump straight in. And then you go, Lisa, she has always known how to have fun, whether at home or work. But suddenly, but what should be a love bubble feels, yeah.
And I think that's a good word, saying it was supposed to be so fun, because that puts the external pressure of this is how you're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
I was seeking an escape, because I wanted to kind of put that in there as like, we need to kind of justify, I think, why it's a musical. And it's like...
and also why she goes into the social media. It's great, because it's actually like, while she's getting a lot out of it, it is also an escape, which is fine.
I just don't want it to seem suicidal.
She might be.
Yeah. Motherhood has brought Lisa to her knees. She has always known how to have fun, whether at work or home, and what was supposed to be the most magical time of her life has become a dark and strange world where she is seeking an escape.
How about just to be critical, I really like what you've written. Instead of what was supposed to be the most magical time of her life, how about we go, and what is supposed to be the most magical time in life, like making it more broad, so it gives emphasis that people say it's the most magical time of one's life, but it's not her life. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is supposed to be
one of one's life?
Yeah.
And what is supposed to be the most magical time of one's life?
In one's life?
How
about in a woman's life? Because actually Peter's having a great time.
You're on a roll, baby. Motherhood has brought Lisa to her knees. She's always known how to have fun, whether at work or at home, and what is supposed to be the most magical time in a woman's life has become a dark and strange world where she's seeking an escape. Then do you want to cut all of this out, or do you want to go straight into Tom helps with the baby every step of the way. Her boss won't have a bar of her doing any work, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then you could say Tom, her loving husband, because it gives him a bit more depth.
Say that again. Sorry, I had important first birthday question coming through. I was like saying to Eli, I just bought some balloons from Coles that are just like little blow up ones. And we went to a birthday last week, and it was like the big helium balloon arch that are all in the same colors. And like they had a woman, like she didn't have the fairy wings on, but she was just like a woman entertaining the kids and all this. And I was like, we're just going to have some home blown up balloons. Which is fine. I love that. That's how I was brought up, But then I just had one of the other mums who had a birthday last week, and she just sent me a photo with like all these helium balloons, and she's like, do you want me to bring some of these for the party? I was like, yes.
That's awesome. While you do that, I'm just going to read this again. Hang on. Yeah. Motherhood has brought Lisa to it. She's always known how to have fun, whether at work or at home, whether I think there's too much or home, and what is supposed to be the most magical time in a woman's life has become a dark and strange world where she's seeking an escape. Tom, her loving husband, helps with the baby every step of the way, and her boss won't have a bar of her doing any work on maternity leave.
You take a really bad photo for our group app. One second.
A selfie? Am I smiling too?
What do I do? Hang on.
Beautiful. I can't wait to see it. I think that's good. And then I think you can go straight into what you've written. So are you on the document? So you can cut that whole bit out.
You do it.
So like that.
Change it to Peter.
What do you think?
Let's read it out. Motherhood has brought Lisa to her knees. She has always known how to have fun, whether at work or home, and what is supposed to be the most magical time in a woman's life. And notes, but what is supposed to be the most magical time in a woman's life has become a dark and strange world.
Thank you.
And she is seeking an escape.
Peter, her loving husband, helps with the baby every step of the way, and her boss won't have a bar of her doing any work during maternity leave, but it's feeling more like a prison sentence than special time off. I think you don't even need that in brackets.
Yeah. With
all this support, why isn't Lisa happy? Derek, her unapologetically fabulous gay best friend and famous social media makeup influencer. Is there a hyphen between make and up?
Yeah, maybe, or just one word.
I thought it was like that.
Yeah.
Accidentally introduced her to the world of being an influencer when a live stream nipple leaking mishap. I read that so wrong the first time. I was like, why is she having a nip slip on camera? Like, this really changed the whole tone of it. But I feel like if you change that to breast milk, it might be a bit better.
Yeah, because I had a similar thing where I was like, why? I felt like I was seeing her nipple leaking.
Yeah, same. It's a very like jarring word. Because I feel like the whole time you're like, oh, motherhood. And then you're like, whoa, nip slip. Okay.
Yeah.
So it changed that to a live Instagram breast milk leak. Saying the word breast, I think, is a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, let's change it to that for now. Yeah, I'm terrible because I'd just be like, leaking boob mishap.
Derek, her unapologetically fabulous gay best friend and famous social media, accidentally introduced her to the world of being an influencer when a live Instagram breast milk How about just breast milk mishap? Breast leaking mishap?
It's you imagine seeing the breast leaking, so it's not working, although I love where he's going with it, because I don't know if he's watched any of my stories or not, but when Scout was first born, like mine were just leaking. No breast pad would stop them, just like... Well, this is a bit embarrassing. First day out with the new boobs. And so like we had to go to the hospital when she was 6 days old because of her legs. And I'm there, and firstly I'm trying to spell Hazelwood to the woman behind the desk, and I'm like, so 6 days postpartum, I'm like, yeah, Hazely. And the woman's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, Hazelwood, Hazley.
Oh my.
O-D. And I was like, she was just like, and I was insistent, and Eli was like, okay, this is how you spell her name.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
And then I look down, and like the liquid is down to here. Like my boobs are just like my top is just annihilated. And I'm like, well, this is just what I do now. Like, so I love that he put that in. So
it has a name, doesn't it? Where you have, what's it called? Have you started lactating? What about that word? A lactation leak. So instead of saying the word breast.
That sounds like, then you have to be like, what?
What if you just instead has like,
I think what you said.
Should roar about the difficulties of motherhood.
I just think a breast milk mishap, I think, is funny, because it could be anything. That could be knocking over the pumping, or the pumping goes wrong. Or...
I also don't think you should use the word influencer yet, because she's not an influencer. You just introduced her to the world of Instagram, social media.
I think it is, because this is the point. We're not saying she's never engaged with Instagram before. I think what we're saying is this is the first time she's actually had an influence and had feedback from an audience. So it conceptually is on the right track, but maybe the words need to be changed. So it's the first time that she's done something and the world has gone, that's funny, you're engaging.
What about introduce her to the world of Instagram Live when she has a breast milk mishap and turns her into a social media influencer?
Say it again, sorry.
Accidentally introduces her to the world of Instagram, and accidentally introduces her to the world via a live Instagram where she has a breast milk mishap live and she turns into an online influencer.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's actually where he introduces her to the world. That's quite funny. That's kind of good. So, like, he accidentally introduces her to the world through a live Instagram. When he catches a breast milk mishap live on Instagram, maybe?
He accidentally introduces her to the world when she's having
or just through a breast milk mishap. Oh, no, what did I say? That wasn't it. Yeah. You go, what were you going to say?
He accidentally introduces her to the world how about during a breast milk mishap? Not through. Through is wrong. During a breast milk mishap, which instantly makes her a social sensation and a mummy influencer. Social sensation?
Or just dash, she's an instant sensation.
He accidentally introduced during a breast milk mishap, which he accidentally introduced her to the world during a breast milk mishap, which instantly turns her into an influencer. That sounds a bit too convenient.
No, I don't think it is. I just think she's an instant sensation, which doesn't mean that she has become she's a sensation on his page, essentially, is what you're saying.
He accidentally introduced her to the world he accidentally introduces her to the world during a breast milk mishap, which is an instant sensation, making her a social media influencer, making her a social influencer.
I think we've gotten a bit convoluted. Hang on.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to walk away for a second.
Yeah, step back from the words. Where are we up to? So, Derek, unapologetically fabulous gay best friend.
Famous social media makeup influencer.
And all of that is too much of a mouthful for me at the moment, but...
No, that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Accidentally introduces her to the world, to his fans. I would say to his fans, maybe.
Because you've already called him an influencer.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just caught up on the words. Just move your cursor because it's covering a bunch of my words. Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
That's okay. Accidentally introduces her to his fans during a breast milk mishap,
Making her an instant.
sensation.
You don't want to use the word influencer?
No, because she's not an influencer yet. So then we've got to go on to that next. So
making her an instant sensation?
Yeah, because that we mean with his fans, right? Then it's up to her. The next beat in the story is that it's up to her to then pick up the camera. And I think that we need to kind of...
Social sensation?
Yeah, just say sensation. We've already said Instagram. We've already said social media. We've already said influencer. So then we're missing a link. Lisa starts to connect with other mothers. The link is that she picks up the camera and starts her own channel is what we're trying to get to, but I don't know how to say. We want to kind of say that she's going to... I mean, is this what a synopsis does? Do we talk them through beat by beat? This is essentially talking them through beat by beat, but in like one sentences.
Motherhood has brought Lisa to her knees. She's always known how to have fun, whether at work or home, but what is supposed to be the most magical time in a woman's life has become a dark and strange world, and she's seeking an escape. Peter, her loving husband, helps with the baby every step of the way, and her boss won't have a bar of her doing any work during maternity leave, but it's feeling more like a prison sentence than special time off. With all this support, why isn't Lisa happy? Derek, her unapologetically fabulous gay best friend and famous social media makeup influencer, accidentally introduces her to his fans during a breast milk mishap, making her an instant sensation. Lisa, oh my God, am I losing my voice? Lisa continually seeks this escape and is getting the validation she needs through connecting with other mothers. What did I just say? That was all right. What do you want to...
We say just jumping back into accidentally introduces her to his fans. We need to say that it's a funny moment, not like a sad moment during a breast milk mishap, making her an instant sensation. So somewhere in that we need to say that she takes control of the situation and it's funny is kind of essentially what we need to say.
Derek, her unapologetically fabulous gay best friend and famous social media makeup influencer, hilariously introduces her to his fans during a breast milk mishap.
Makes it sound like he's making it funny. So it's something about her. I don't want to say like taking control, but like that. It is. It's like a first moment where she like feels in control, I suppose.
Accidentally introduced her to his fans during a breast milk mishap. Her self-deprecating humor makes her an instant sensation.
Yep. So Lisa starts to seek refuge on Instagram, I think, rather than continue, because we're going to say this is a... Yep. She finds the validation.
Thoughts, feelings.
Yeah, but she's unable to connect with her baby.
I was going to just put this sentence there.
Yes.
So,
yeah, right. Okay.
So cut that out.
Yeah.
And then cut that out. I'm really chopping this up. I hope you don't mind.
No, it's good. It's good. Lisa. Yeah, so Lisa starts up to underneath instant sensation. That's kind of going good.
Then let's put her name earlier.
Can we think of a floopier name for Sage?
Millennial baby names.
Tried that.
Did you? Most popular millennial baby names. Jessica, Ashley. These aren't millennial. These are really...
I know. I was like, the fuck? Look up, what did I look up? I looked up, here, I'll tell you.
A fruit or something.
I looked
Apple.
up. Yeah, but it can't be too floopy because then people will be like, what?
Yeah, baby girl.
So to find the floopy names, I looked up top names for baby girl 2020. That was my best starting point.
What about Dakota?
Oh yeah, that's kind of good.
Charlie, Billy.
It's funny because you kind of try to find floopy and then you're like, oh, they're all kind of... It's the ones that are like Mandala is a super floopy name.
Harper.
That was on my list.
Paisley. Leah. That's my middle name. Stella. Yeah. And my middle name's Leah. Yeah.
That came up in one of Jared's suggestions. I like Billy for now if you want.
Billy?
I mean, it's like Billie Eilish, but I don't know if that's too...
She's our influence. Billy, you could do Charlie instead.
Charlie? Do you think people will get confused about the sex?
Maybe.
I suppose Billy is the same problem.
Remy. Again, Remy's ambiguous boy and girl names. Trying to think of
Billy for now. Or is that a too special of a name for you to put in?
No, it's fine. Lola. That was a special name for me because so I had a rabbit named Lola who was gay.
Oh, yeah, it's Lola.
And I was like, you can't call him Lola. Well, like a Lola is my bisexual bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Well, not bisexual. He was gay.
Yeah.
So no, that was the only one I had an issue with. Joe Biden Jr. So wait, what did we decide on? All of those ones that I put out there, I'm happy with.
Any of them. I'm happy for any of them.
She's always known how to. When's the first time in the pitch we actually mentioned the baby?
I don't.
No,
we've managed to keep it focused on her quite a lot.
Which is good.
Oh, yeah. Peter, her loving husband, helps with Billy, the baby.
Baby girl Billy? Is that too many B's?
Charlie. Put Charlie for now. You like Charlie.
All right.
Charles will be like, you named the baby after me.
And it's a girl. We can change it.
Yeah.
Peter, her loving husband, helps with their new daughter, Charlie.
Yep.
Helps with.
So
just really quickly? Do we need to say a dramedy musical? Do you want to put that in the para, or do you want to keep that separate? I don't mind. It's weird because on that Screen Australia thing it said you should, but then none of the examples have it.
Yeah, weird.
I'm fine to have it out.
And we don't have the name of the...
Oh, yeah. What do you want to call it?
She doesn't in either of these paragraphs either. For Wastelander. Oh, my God, I'm so hungry. My tummy just rumbled.
Yeah, me too. What am I going to have? And that's the thing. We could put it at the top, like the title, and then underneath, say, a dramedy musical short film. And then that's it. You could put it as like a little thing underneath.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
And then the log line, and then the... Well, you've already got it in the format musical short film. Like, would you have another heading for the para?
No, I'd cut this out, and then I'd have the title at the top, underneath a dramedy musical short film, and then the team, then get rid of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm highlighting?
Yep.
Are you okay with me getting rid of that?
Yep.
Does this need to be, or did you want to put this end bit at the top?
No, that was when we hadn't found... No, I really like our introduction now to the one para.
Should we cut this? We don't mention explicitly postnatal depression, but I think that's a good idea.
You could put that in the director's statement.
Yeah. I just don't think you need it here.
I suppose I don't have the humour coming through in this one para yet because we've glossed over Act 2. There's nothing funny except we say through her funny no bullshit channel.
A loving husband helps with their new daughter Charlie every step of the way. There's a lot of commas in that sentence. But I think they're all correct. And her boss won't have a bar of her doing any work during maternity leave, but it's feeling more like a prison sentence and special time off. Derek, her unapologetically fabulous.
Instead of dash, I'm just going to make that a full stop with all this support.
I think that's a good idea. Lisa seeks refuge on Instagram through her no funny bullshit channel. She finds the validation by connecting with other struggling mums online, but she's still not able to feel that deep, special connection to her own baby.
But I don't want people being like, who's Charlie again? So do we say deep, special connection to her own baby, Charlie? Or do we just say to Charlie?
I think you've already mentioned her. I'd like to think that the reader's a smart person.
No, it's just about how it's flowing. But I quite like that she's done her special connection to her own baby. I quite like those words because it, instead of to Charlie, because it kind of
making it about her.
Yeah, it makes it about her and her baby. And my question is, pop musical numbers. Should we have a jump over to the composer's statement? Maybe we do leave them because this person reading this one pager may not read the composer's statement. But I might just take out some of the examples. Like I might take out Dua Lipa.
Sure.
Or Florence and the Machine, because it's kind of... No, that's kind of indie, so we'll leave that one.
I feel like Florence and the Machine is good. Harry Styles?
Yeah, we put... I'm having some fucked up like moment where from Mecca, I'm completely obsessed with that Korean brand Glow something. And they've got this watermelon moisturizer. It smells so fucking good. It smells like being like an 11-year-old. And I need to buy it. I love it so much. And then And then Sophia was like, oh, what about, we were talking about references for that song, for the song with the friend, and we came up with Watermelon Sugar. And something between that song and this Korean label, I'm like completely obsessed with this like really puke-worthy watermelon smell. But yeah, so Watermelon Sugar is the song, and because we're trying to find the tone for when the friend is singing with her, I clean my jumpers with stain remover, and then I hand her a fucking strawberry, and she like is holding on to me, and I'm like,
oh, no, I keep doing that with my dressing gown. I wash it, and then every single time, literally the first time, I'm like, yay, clean dressing gown, and I dip it in food. And I'm like, why are my sleeves are covered in gravy stains? I'm like, what's wrong with me? We'll break away from the real world action, giving us a deep look into Lisa's impending doom. Like, give us a deep look into, and maybe this is where you can mention postnatal depression. You could be like giving us a deeper look into understanding postnatal depression and the emotional ebbs and flows that a woman endures.
just take out any academic word, make it as emotional as you can.
Okay.
So endures is rather academic, I think.
Break away from the real world action, giving us deeper insight into how it feels to suffer from postnatal depression, how it feels to get lost after the birth of a child, how it feels to lose yourself. Sorry, I'm just throwing things out there.
Keep going. Yeah.
How dark and scary motherhood can be, how lonely motherhood can be, how finding family.
Something about losing yourself. It's this fear of losing yourself.
Yeah. Break away from the real world action and show us how easy it is to lose yourself. But
write it down.
Cut it all out. Real world action. How easy. Like that. No? Not floating?
How easy it can be to lose yourself where? In the throes of motherhood, or, you know, with the arrival of your firstborn?
Or? In the... Come on, brain. Showing us how easy it can be to lose yourself. I like in the throes of motherhood and in the world of social media. Because that's what you're essentially doing. You're losing yourself in both of those worlds.
And we're not blaming the social media, so I'm not sure if she loses herself. It's just a step of trying to find herself.
Mm.
Or maybe
in order to find yourself, you need to get lost. No? How about giving us a deeper understanding into what it...
Are you trying to solve the last bit, giving the audience background?
I'm trying to just fix this whole bit here. I'm like, do you combine them and be like, breaking away from the real world action, showing us how easy it can be to lose yourself in the
early throes of motherhood?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? Showing us.
It's not quite that it's easy to lose yourself.
Taking a deep dive look at how you... Taking a deeper look at how you can lose yourself. Or taking a deeper look.
How about where we'll break away from the real world action, deep diving into our characters' psyches.
Yeah. Wait, write that down because I... and then cut all that out.
Yeah, we don't have to explain any of that again because we know the synopsis. So we're just going to deep dive into not our characters, just deep diving into Lisa's psyche.
Yeah.
Because she's our main character. A mixture of fantastical high energy musical dance numbers and introspective somber ones will be integral to the story world. Great. That last line is good if we're trying to pitch it to a mental health kind of place.
Mm.
So it's kind of an interesting one in that it can, I wouldn't throw it out yet, and maybe the teachers can have like pair that bit apart.
What title should we do?
Have you got the page up? Can you see it?
Opening it now. I don't mind baby blues, but if we did that, we'd have to actually have blues music in it. Baby dumps. I think hashtag helps pretty funny. I also don't mind Badass Mother or like a motherfucking musical. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But what are we really trying to evoke?
I know, and same thing with hashtag help, because it makes her sound like it's going to be one of those like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. And we want to be so much more authentic than that. So like the these are quite comic and they're really cute. And as Sophia and I said, it's like, you've got to have a lot of bad ideas.
Loving Charlie.
And I love A Mother's Love, but then I read it again. I was like, maybe it's too emo.
It's funny because I'm like, how deep do you want to go? And then there's funny titles where you know,
not emo, you know, and like funny but not satirical, not tongue in cheek. What about hashtag mum life?
I feel like that's like a halfway point.
What do you think about it? You don't love it?
No, I think it's good. Have you ever seen the movie Tully?
I haven't. I need to watch it.
Yeah, neither have I. A struggling mother of three forms an unexpected bond with the night nanny hired to help with her newborn baby. And that's just called Tully. Oh my God, there's already a movie called Baby Blues.
Yeah.
The Business of Being Born. I think hashtag mum life's good for now because also it's fun and then you think, okay, I kind of get what this is about. And then you come into it and you're like, wow, this is actually really deeper look into it, but also it's funny. And I think that's kind of...
Baby Blues is an American horror film based on the 2001 killings of 5 children by their mother, Andrea Yates.
The Stranger in Me. Well, this one's interesting. Postpart mum. Or postpart Oh my God.
Is that a film name?
Yeah. Stigma. The Unhappiness Film. Wow, that's really descriptive.
I like bringing the social media into the title a bit.
Yeah, and look, we can always see what they say. You know, you have this list. Do hashtag mum, or is it just called mum life, or are you doing an actual hashtag or saying hashtag? Do you put the team at the top?
I don't know.
I think it's nice if the log line flows into the summary. I don't know what you think of this font, but
it's cute.
It's kind of like a Dairy Queen.
Yeah, it's that kind of retro 50s.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about it.
Might be a bit twee. I'll have a look. Fonts.
I couldn't find many fonts on the docs.
Oh, don't worry. I'll put it into InDesign and it'll look
great.
What do you, if you could describe the film in 3 descriptive emotional words that I could apply to font, what would it kind of be?
Impactful.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say pop art.
What part of pop art?
The background colors, not the foreground, but the backgrounds.
That's specific. What do you mean by that?
Very specific. Like you say on the reference list that you've created and you have things that are really distinct colors that are all part of the same tone. And I see them as very like modern and pop arty.
Mm-hmm.
Artistic then. Maybe artistic's a better word.
Well, bold. I think so because pop art, you know, is like a very specific art movement.
Yeah. And also, was it from like the 60s or something?
Yeah, like Andy Warhol and Roy Lichtenstein and stuff. So bold, I think, is maybe a description of those video clip. So impactful, bold, and tender.
Yes, very tender. Tender is my favorite word.
Let's write them down just for fun.
Impactful, bold, tender. Okay. I'm just changing this last bit here. Mum life uses music to help bring to light a serious mental health issue or postnatal depression that affects around. Yeah, I just cut out the dramedy, the comedy. So you're gonna tidy this up in InDesign. Cool.
Well, look, I mean, that's the one page as you've got it, which is like nicely laid out as text. So we can always come back to that. But my instinct would be to do a layout in the way that I do.
Yeah.
And just see what that looks like. See if you like it.
Sure.
And then do you want to... and then I'll lay out the directors and composers statement as a separate... In terms of laying out, how we've got them in the summary, we've got 2 little paragraph moments, like between pop musical numbers and daughter, and then hashtag mum life. Should they technically all be up together, or does it read better to have it divided like that?
I think you actually put this here. And I think you could even do this. I think that reads better.
It does, but is it then technically not a one para? And also I think you keep the story together. But I'm just wondering if we just pull pop music up to underneath next to globally as well. It's probably too long for a one para.
I was about to say that's too long then. I think it's okay that that's separate, because that's the main juicy bit. And then that's a bit of a literal explanation. Or, yeah.
But we haven't mentioned the music in the summary otherwise. So like you couldn't have it without that bit.
Yeah, this is purely just story. Just story. So that's why you could have a second page where you have some of the visual references plus an explanation of the music. Because you don't need to, you really don't need to go too much into, like when looking at how they describe the summaries of musicals, they hardly ever mention the music. It's just about the plot. And that's all they're really looking for is plot stuff. So I think definitely keep it separate. I may as well leave it on there. And then we can always ask on Wednesday, you know, what do you think? How much detail do you want us to go into about the musical components? But yeah, I think you just need to talk about story on this first page.
Yes. All right.
That's what sells it.
Cool. All right. Well, some lunch.
Yeah, I'm going to have some soup.
Oh my God, I'm going to eat my own bloody arm.
Yeah, same. Okay. Good. That's it.
All right, we're back onto this format because we've accidentally ended the recording.
Right. We're learning.
So, have a good lunch, Claudia.
You too. Take care.
Yes.
And I'll probably message you again a million times for the rest of the day.
Yes, sounds good. Let's be in touch before the end of the day. Mwah! Jazz hands! Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. You know that feeling when you're so hungry, you like can't move because you're rooted to the spot because you're just so hungry your brain has fused. I just realised that's me. I was just sitting here like staring into space at the computer because I've been hungry since 11 o'clock and now it's 2. Oh my God. I'm so hungry. Just get up. And I'm like feeling a little like anxious. No, that's the wrong word. Like ambivalent? No. Just like I don't want to get up because I don't think there's going to be anything in the fridge to eat and I don't want to like have to deal with that disappointment. Oh my God. I'm so fucking hungry. I'm so fucking hungry. Oh my God. Okay. Can't work. I can't get this pitch done if I don't eat anything.